Welcome to 1407 Great Mocking Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. All right. Today we have the debut of Legion of X. Now, this is the new it's basically the sequel to Way of X that happened last year and Onslaught Revelations by Cy Spurrier. I forget who the artist is, but I really like the art. Once again, I'm going to say Marvel has some of the best art, hands down. Can't touch it. But the writer, that's another story. All right, so basically, I had a lot of issues with this book. I wasn't a fan. Like, why does Legion have a Scottish accent when he's Israeli? This one scene where we get Nightcrawler. He has basically the story is Nightcrawler has his whole team of cops: Forget-Me-Not, Juggernaut, Pixie, Blindfold, Maggot. Like, it's an assortment, and I find it a little weird that Nightcrawler, a German, is leading a police force. And in these little pot shots, Cy Spurrier does not miss the opportunity to take a shot at another character who isn't there. Why would Gambit be stealing on Krakoa? That doesn't make any sense. And then we get to Legion, who is the son of Charles Xavier and Gabrielle Haller. I don't understand it. But there's a lot about it I don't understand. But we get his reunion with Blindfold, who he was really who he's in a relationship now. I think it's kind of funny that Xavier's son and Destiny's granddaughter are hooking up, but that's cute. I'm pretty sure that family dinner is going to be really funny. And one of my critiques about this book is that Cy Spurrier still doesn't understand the relationship, or he's leaning towards Legion in this. He's painting Legion as if he's a victim of Charles, which isn't the case. I mean, how would you feel if you hooked up with somebody and then you guys break up and you find out the one person got pregnant but didn't tell you about it, went out and married, also found out she was engaged to be married. So essentially she had an affair with somebody else and didn't tell anybody. And then have her new husband raise the child as if it was his own. And then after horrible event of that terrorist attack that activated Legion's mutant powers, put him in a mental institution and only told Moira McTaggart, surprise, surprise, Moira is a bag. She knew about this and didn't want to say anything because, Charles don't have to know. It's your body. And then when Legion breaks out, reaches out to Charles, but doesn't directly go to Charles. He just does stuff, and Xavier has to respond to it. And then at the end of it, he disappears. I mean, like but we're supposed to look at Legion as a victim? No, he should be held accountable. I don't care if he had mental problems. He's better now, and he's not being held responsible. I mean, remember the time where he went back in time and killed Charles, but before that he had sex with his mom? Don't even know why that happened, but that's just me. Also, the second law in Krakoa is fine in theory, but it's flawed because it essentially says, yes, we can't do no harm demand, because whatever they can do to you, you can come back from it, which is why not just make it so nobody has to hurt each other? But and they're basically saying that you can't defend yourself against somebody else because you would overpower them. You know what? The humans don't care about their laws. I mean, it's nice to have them in theory, but they don't work in real life. I really like Forget-Me-Not's powers. We get to see more of him, which is really cool. Like the first time we see him was from Cy Spurrier, which that's probably one of the better things he created. But his powers make me think, how big can he make his powers? Like, could he hide Krakoa from the world and make them forget about it? Also, that there's this one saying, they have happy wife, happy life. That's a horrible saying. That's basically saying, be complicit with everything your wife says because, if she's happy, you're happy. No, you should never have your happiness be dependent on somebody else. Not at all. And sometimes, what if your wife is wrong? It encourages a very toxic relationship. I do like the fact that with Iraqi, they have the gods, but they don't pray to any god. They go through an interview process, a vetting process. Like, I like that. It's a very nuanced way. That's clever. I like that. Yeah. One thing about this book I don't really like is that Cy Spurrier doesn't miss an opportunity for somebody to bash Xavier in some way. And I feel like we get only there are two ways of writing Xavier now. Either he's the benevolent leader of the X-Men who can do no wrong, or he's a shady leader who does all these things behind people's backs, which isn't the case, because here's the thing. Charles doesn't use his power. Like, okay, Jay Editon said that he took advantage of his patient. No, he did not take advantage of his patient. If you remember, back in the day, it was Charles, Magneto who was there, and Gabrielle Haller. And Xavier, he went to Magneto and said, hey, should I do this? Like, because we've been traveling lately and Gabby's been kind of throwing it at me. And I'm not sure if I should do it. And Magneto was like, go ahead, bro. Like, you guys are both adults. She is healed and she's happy, and she finds happiness in being with you. You should deserve some happiness as well. Jay Editon of Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men thinks, oh, that's completely wrong. He should never have done it. Completely overlooking the fact that Xavier was in healing as well, because he was in Vietnam. He had been shell-shocked in Vietnam, and he was going through his own healing process. But, you don't want to give any kind of nuance. Like, there were adults. There were adults who did adult things. I don't blame nobody for that. It's like, oh, that's not ethical. Get over yourself. Stop trying to portray your politics onto somebody else. Also, we get introduced to this new character, Sin, who basically tells Nightcrawler, like, we should smash. He's like, still got it. And then we get Juggernaut back onto Juggernaut's allowed on Krakoa, and Juggernaut tells Nightcrawler, like, hey, I shouldn't be on this island because Charles said there's no humans on that island. And Nightcrawler says, oh, yeah, that is true, but there was a vote and he lost, which is really weird because Xavier has never had a real problem with Juggernaut. He allowed him to be one of the X-Men. Stop taking these pot shots at Xavier without giving any kind of reasoning for it. And I'm giving, this book was terrible. Like, I'm gonna say this book was worse than Knights of X. At least Knights of X, no, it's right there. I'm giving this a 0 out of 0 out of 5 stars. I'm not gonna keep going with this book. I like the characters, I like the art, but what is this? It's not everything. It's too many ideas at once, and no, I'm not here for it. Si Spurrier, they need a better writer, or they need a better editor. I'm available. So, 1407 Great Mountain Lane, signing out.